your eyes, never stop and listen, never feel alive, and you're nothing missing. You don't need a reason, let the day go on and on. Let the rain fall down everywhere around you, give into it now, let the day surround you. You don't need a reason, let the rain go on and on.
I think the first time I noticed you having a hard time was when you would have started to learn to read. And I wasn't comparing you to anybody else. I didn't have smaller children. You were my first child, but I didn't know what other kids were doing. So we started with those Bob books, and they had a lot of repetition. So Bob, Ken, Bob, and every page started with Bob. And every time you saw Bob, it was Bob, Bob, Bob. We go to the next page, Bob, Bob, Bob. So every page, you couldn't remember it, and so I thought that was interesting. I just didn't. I thought you would have been able to move on faster from there. So that was kind of the beginning of me noticing. So I said, I think we need to look at this further, and I think she should be tested. And I said, well, there's a long waiting list, and I said, I'm aware of how the process works. And she said it could take, 3 months, and I said, I'm aware. I said, put her on the list. So we had a speech and language assessment done when you were 3 years old, and there were just some articulation issues. So that was pretty common. To me, that wasn't any sort of indicator of potential learning. We noticed also that number sense was an issue too, and there just seemed to be some, what I thought were maybe some red flags. So I brought them up to the first grade teacher, who was very kind and just said, no, Maeve is fine. She's using the tools that we're providing. So you were doing like little measurement. And I said, yeah, she's using the tools, but I don't think she knows what the tools mean. So that was my concern.
Okay, so let's look at the first one that you did. Point, your hand is on it, okay? What's the top number mean in that one? Okay, do you see what I wrote on your paper there? Do you see where I explained what the fractions are? Okay, that's about the, third or fourth time we've talked about it, right? What does the numerator mean? It's the what?
It's the top number.
Right, but what does that mean in a fraction? What does the top number tell you?
Part, the whole.
Which one? It's the whole? No.
I said, the only thing that Maeve wants is to please others. You were having more reading difficulties, but we weren't informed about them. They had just started this new reading program where we were supposed to go online and check scores. And nothing came home telling me I was supposed to do that. So in November, we went for our first teacher-parent conferences and found out that you were failing, essentially, almost all of the reading prompts. And so we were quite surprised about that. So we asked what that was about and how come we weren't informed. And she told us that, her words were, Maeve just isn't trying hard enough. And I remember you being quite upset.
Mm-hmm.
But we both were upset.
Yeah, because we know how hard Maeve works at everything. So the work ethic has been there from day one. So to hear that from a teacher is very, very upsetting.
So they did the testing. By grade 3, you had an IEP for a specific learning disorder.
Oh, so your wounds they show. I know you have never felt so low. But hold on, head up, be strong. Oh, hold on until you hear them come. Here they come, oh. Take an angel by the wings. Beg her now for anything. Beg her now for one more day. Take an angel by the wings. Time to tell her everything. Ask her for the strength to stay. Sky, oh, look up and don't ask why. Oh, just take an angel by the wings. Beg her now for anything. Beg her now for one more day. Take an angel by the wings. Time to tell her everything. Ask her for the strength to stay.
Wants to please the teacher, she wants to please her parents. She would absolutely try